It's Lynette with Charm Grammy Crochet. Oh, that's better. I can see it better without my glasses. How you doing today? Today is Monday, and this is going to be a chat video and some yarn and um, mostly mostly yarn and stuff, and we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. So first of all, I want to welcome you to my channel. It is a crochet channel. Sometimes we do some traveling. Not so much during the summer because we are in our summer trailer. My husband and I retired in January. We purchased a second trailer, sold our home. We have a travel trailer that is permanently parked here in Ohio, which is where we are right now. Last winter and next winter through next summer, we'll be in our other trailer traveling, and we do travel videos while we're traveling. So this is not a travel video. Oh, that's better. This is the back room of our camper that's the bunkhouse of the bunkhouses. And we made it a TV room. This is the first time I've ever filmed back here. So I'm trying to play with the light and the everything, just to see what works best. I don't know. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna like it. Might not film back here again. You never know. It is not the lighting. Over the weekend, well, not over the weekend, yesterday. No, Saturday. Saturday evening. Wait, today is Sunday. It's not Monday. Today is Sunday. No wonder I'm a day off. Silly me. Okay, so today is Sunday, and it's a gloomy, rainy Sunday. So all of our friends have left the campground because they mostly are weekend campers, even though we live here during the week. And yesterday, we were playing cards yesterday afternoon, and there was some drinking going on. I do not drink, but my friends do. And I have been having some issues with my hair being totally gray. And a couple of times people have asked me about being someone's mother that is my age. And everyone tells me it's because my hair is totally gray. So they assume I'm older than what I am because my hair is gray. And I'm the only one out of my friends that does not dye their hair. Everybody else dyes their hair, so I look like I'm the oldest, even though I'm not the oldest. And we are within a couple of years of each other. So I've been really self-conscious about this lately. And one of my friends says, I use this root touch-up stuff. It's a spray in, and you touch up your roots so you don't have to go very often. She says, it washes right out. I promise you. Told me 35 times. Washes right out. I have to respray my roots every day. And I'm like, she says, let's just see. Let's get like a light brown or dark blonde and maybe a medium brown, and but lighter tones, and let's see what it does. So I said, okay. She guaranteed me it'll wash right out. So so they did. They dyed my hair, and this isn't the greatest lighting, but some of it is very dark, depending on how much. We bought a medium brown spray, and some of it is kind of dark. Some of it here is lighter, which I really kind of like this color, but then back here it's very dark again. She was trying to give me the feeling of maybe highlights and lowlights, and not too dark. So we did the whole thing, and it's like a hairspray, and then it feels like hairspray in your hair. Stiff and, that kind of thing. So I'm like, well, okay, I think I know what is too dark, but I could try some of this lighter. Like, my bangs are pretty light. But they're not gray. And so I thought, well, maybe I could try that. Now, mind you, we are going on vacation to Punta Cana in a week. A week from today. So I said, I don't want to dye my hair before we go on vacation. And she says, again, it washes right out. So I said, all right, let's give it a shot. So we did. We went to the store, just the Dollar General. I bought this spray at Dollar General. Sprayed my hair. She sprayed 5 minutes. I mean, and she has some lighter, some darker. And I'm like, I could like some of this. And maybe, the dark was way too much, way too dramatic. But I thought, maybe I can. And when my hair had color, I was a medium brown, I'm going to say. And then as my gray started getting, I was born very blonde, towhead blonde. And until puberty, and then my hair got darker and darker through my teens until like my early 20s. It became probably close to this color. But then the gray started getting more and more. So as the gray wasn't coloring as dark, I started lightening the color little by little until I was almost like the palest blonde you could buy at the store. And when I eventually went totally, just like, I'm tired of dyeing it, and I just went totally gray, or white or silver or whatever color you wanted to call my hair, um, you could barely tell where it was growing out because the blonde was so pale. So I didn't look like the skunk look. You know what I'm saying? Um, so anyway, last night, like this, I was afraid it would rub off on my sheets and pillowcase and stuff. And she said that it might, because she put it in pretty thick so that we could get we didn't just do the roots, we did the whole head. So I took a shower and I washed my hair. And it still, when I was done washing it, it still felt like I had hairspray in my hair. But I was running out of hot water because in my other camper, we have unlimited hot water, instant hot. But in this camper that we live in, it's a bigger camper, but it's older. I mean, not that old. It's 11 years old, but um, it doesn't have instant hot water. It has a 6-gallon hot water tank. If you run out of hot water, you take a cold shower. So I didn't have enough water to wash it twice. But I thought it's probably mostly gone. No, it was not. So it's way darker than what I thought it was going to be after the first wash. I will be washing it again tonight. And if I do another video this week, hopefully it'll be lighter. I hope to be back to my normal gray, maybe, before I go on vacation. I don't mind the light color here. I kind of actually like it. Um, I like it kind of a lot. Uh, but everybody says it took 10 years off me. So I'm like, okay, well, then maybe I won't look like I'm the mother of my other 60-year-old friends. So that's the whole, yeah, nope, it's not the lighting. It is my hair. That's the elephant in the room. As a gag kind of test, I dyed it with hairspray and wash out. It did not do. So until it does, this is the colors that I'm going to be. And I'm not upset about it. I mean, it's no big deal. It does wash out eventually. And I think I might dye it. What do you guys think? I'm really interested in your opinions. See, like, this is way darker. And I think that's too dark. But this is not too dramatic right here. That's what's around my face here, not too dramatic. Otherwise, my skin is so pale. So that real dark against my face, it's too much. Just because I have vitiligo. I don't have much pigmentation. And that's why my hair is so gray and grayed so early, is because of my vitiligo. So, I mean, that's a whole another big deal. And I don't really care. I don't care about the vitiligo. I don't care. I liked my gray hair. Don't get me wrong. I think the gray was a pretty color. The silver, white, whatever it was. Or is. It still is. It's just hiding right now. I don't think it was a bad color. But I really don't like being, I don't, I, I'm vain enough, I guess, that I don't want to look like I am the mother of a 6-year-old. What did I look like? I'm 80? I don't want to look like I'm 80. Nothing against being 80. God love you if you're 80. Um, but I'm not 80, and I don't want to look like I'm the mother of a 60-year-old. So, uh, not for some hair, not for the cost of some hair dye. You know what I mean? I'm vain enough for that, I guess. So, that's enough of that, but I really would like your opinions. What do you think about particularly this, like the bang color? It's, I really like the color. And I don't think it looks bad with my complexion, even in this light. I don't know, is this a better light if I come over here? No, it just kind of shines on it. Okay, so that's enough of that. 10 minutes about my hair, sorry. So I have crocheted some. I did work on my luck of the draw, and this is my color for this week. It is all of this is Big Twist, and this is Big Twist Teal. Now I heard that Michaels has purchased some of Joanne's intellectual, I don't know what that means, intellectual stuff, but apparently they purchased Big Twist. I guess Big Twist little ones, because Mary Maxim has the Big Twist big ones. So I don't know how that's going, but this is my luck of the draw. So it's the first week was this color, and now it's the second time we're using this color. I don't have any more of this color, so I could probably do another section in the teal. I don't think I do. Oh, you know what? I do have another bag of Big Twist yarn that I found the last time I went, Big Twist neons, that I found the last time I went to the storage unit, to my storage unit where all my yarn is. So I might have another one of this color. But if I don't have enough and we needed more, I do have other neons that I can use in place of this. I think I have that bright orange, and I don't know, but I do have other colors, so I will just replace it if I don't have it. But this is what it's looking like so far. It's got all these beautiful colors in it, so beginning to end is all right here so far. This luck of the draw is a crochet along, originally started by Nan from Nan's Next Knots, who got ill and then just didn't do it anymore, and she's letting Trish, Mama Swift, do it. So once a week on Thursdays, a number is called. You have a corresponding color to that number, and that's the color you put in your project of the week. Now this blanket is for Boggy Creek, which is a charity that several of us sponsor. We are the Boggy Creek Brigade. Anybody that helps us with blankets is a member of the brigade, but it's Nancy from She's Got Yarn Too, Lynanne at Nina's Knots Crochet, and of course Juan the Yarn Addict joined us, and Billie, the Crafty Floridian, helped start, but now she helped us start it up, but now she is semi-retired from the Boggy Creek Brigade, and I do have a video in the description box about Boggy Creek. If you are interested in seeing that, it will be linked in the description box. For Boggy, it is a camp for chronically ill kids, and we make blankets for them. And collect tumbleweeds, and which are pom-poms on a string. And if you want to make tumbleweeds, please do not use a pom-pom maker. They're too tight in a pom-pom maker, and it's too much. You're using way too much yarn for what they need. Billie did a tutorial, and Boggy Creek has a tutorial. One of those is also in my description box below. Also in my description box below is a playlist of content creators who have made blankets specifically designed for Boggy Creek, so they're the right dimensions. And if you would like To make a blanket, you need a pattern design. Feel free to look at those. You don't have to make a Boggy Creek blanket with them. We would love it if you did, but you don't have to. But if just looking for a pattern, this one that I just showed you is an awesome pattern by Trish. The tutorial for this one is done by Juan, the Yarn Addict, and he does great tutorials. This is Ripples in the Creek. I think I got it right. She has another one, Marshmallow Kisses, that Jaxie from Jax Creations by Jax did the tutorial on. Jax has some tutorials in there. MDL has tutorials in there for Tunisian. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's several, and Mrs. C's Cottage, maybe. Oh goodness, so many I can't even think. I'm stuck on one. I got one stuck in my head, and I can't. She dies yarn. Precious Yarnery. Angela from the Precious Yarnery has a couple in there. I just kept seeing the yarns in my head. I wasn't like oh god, I couldn't think of her name. Anyway, sorry about that. So there's that. I'm going to title this video, I Did a Thing. So one thing I did was my hair. The second thing I did was I went to Hobby Lobby for the clearance. We were going to, my husband's a birder, and he has a bunch of bird feeders outside, which also attract squirrels. And the squirrels get up there and eat all the seed. He gets mad about that. The birds get mad about that. Squirrels can eat the seeds on the ground. He doesn't care. Nobody cares if you eat the seeds on the ground, but we don't want you in the bird feeders, right? So he went to buy some baffles to keep them off of the bird feeders. Those darn things are pretty smart though, and they can jump really far. Just so you know, the baffles work 90%. So we went there, and there happened to be a Hobby Lobby, like in the same shopping center as the Tractor Supply store. So I'm like, I really, I'm itching to go in and see what the Hobby Lobby yarn is all about. If they have anything that I would like. If they've started the clearance here, I don't even know. I have not been in, and so I'm just gonna try. I do want to buy. There was a purpose besides just what's on sale. And Nancy had said she thought it was the 30% off week. So I am doing the Crochet Along by Laura, Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming, in her Year of Dishcloths, which I'll show you in a minute. And for this week's dishcloth, I wanted navy blue. It's the American flag, and I've been waiting to do this. I packed with me of like a royal blue, but I wanted navy, and I didn't have any navy. Apparently, I don't know why I didn't pack navy. You'd think I had it at home. And when I found my second bag of neon yarn that I was just talking about a minute ago, I was looking for navy cotton for this, specifically for this dishcloth, and I couldn't find my kitchen cottons in there. So I'm like, let's go to Hobby Lobby. I'm going to see if they have anything on clearance that I have to have, and I'm going to see if I can find the navy. So I went in there, and they had clearance. There was one skein of clearance yarn left. It was a 7-weight yarn. I did not want it. I did not buy it. But for the Year of Dishcloths, which is this book by Annie's, and you can get it on Amazon, and you can get it at Annie's, we were doing this particular dishcloth right there with the stars and stripes. And my daughter is a big fan of everything red, white, and blue. So I wanted to make one for her, and I like the dishcloth. I want to make one for myself. So while I was there, which it did not happen to be 30% off week, I did buy navy blue. I think they call this dark denim, but it's navy blue. It is for weight 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 180 yards, 185 meters, 100% cotton, and it's really soft. It's way softer than like the kitchen cotton and sugars and cream, which is what the white is. And I did buy a red. I had a little bit of red left. This is just called red, same stats as this one. But it's like the red I had was peaches and cream, and they look similar. While they look similar, my hair's in there. It's really a washed out looking red. This one, it almost looks like an orange, like an orangey red. And I was going to use it with that white and this blue, which give you the like antique. You can't tell because this really looks a brighter red than what it is. But like the rustic look, red, white, and blue. But it just wasn't the colors I wanted. I wanted this. So I bought it. And I'm not upset that I did, even though it wasn't even on sale, which is so not me. But so I love the colors. Now I didn't do the yellow. Look, what is the yellow doing in there? And yes, I'm covering up the stars and stripes. I don't know why I couldn't get this right, but I counted one direction. You needed, I don't know, 8 or 9 stitches of the blue. And I'd count it and I'd have the right stitch count. And then when I came back, the stitch count was wrong. I don't know why I could not get the stitch count to be correct both sides. So my square isn't very good. That's the back. This is the front. And then my stars turned out terrible. I love the red and white stripes. I love the color combination. I don't know what my problem was with the square part of it. And the stars are not that great. So if I do make another one, which it didn't take long to make, this was very easy, other than I can't, I don't know what my problem was. So if I do another one, I might just do red, white, and blue stripes and not the flag part of it. But if I'm not gonna put the stars on it if I do it again. I don't like the stars. They didn't turn out well. I don't know what to do to make them better. I mean, I know what to do to make this better. Like, somehow make it square. But not so good. I mean, I can use it. I'm not going to throw it away or anything. I do really and truly want to make another one because I would really love to give one to my daughter. And I'd like to give one to my daughter-in-law as well. I think she would really like it for the boat. As a dishcloth. I did not work on my cal with Juan. Every day I thought I was going to, but I just didn't have time to watch the tutorial. That's the problem with doing stuff that requires a tutorial. It's a wonderful tutorial. He did a great job with it, but you have to watch for every row. So I have to make time when nothing else is going on that I can sit down and watch the tutorial, do the stitch, and I don't want to watch the tutorial, do one row, and then not have time to work on another row to watch the tutorial. But we've been not really busy, just, I don't know. I haven't had a chance to sit and watch the tutorial, so now I think I'm 2 tutorials behind. So I'm not even going to show that to you because I haven't worked on it. But I have worked some more on my shirt, my top. And it's looking like this now. So we're here. Like so. This is what it's looking like. So when I get the rest of this pattern repeat here, I should be halfway. And if I would, I was planning on taking this with me when I went to the laundromat here at the campground and did our laundry today. I was going to take this and work on it. but I got to talking to somebody else that was doing laundry, and we were chit-chatting, and I didn't pull out any crochet. So I didn't get that done while the washers and dryers were going, which I would have had a lot of time for that at the time. But we chatted, and he would not have been a crochet kind of guy, I don't think. And then another lady came in, and I chatted with her, and she did not crochet. I asked her, and she did not seem interested in learning to crochet. So no crochet happened during laundry today, and then I had to fold all those clothes, and that takes forever. You know, you can go to the laundromat, which I have found I really and truly, I miss having washer and dryer. It, you know, in accessible in the house, because then you can just do laundry whenever you want, throw in a load at a time, and it's no big deal. But laundry could take all day, or what I would do is like a load at a time, a load a day, or something like that. But now I have to physically go to the laundromat, and I find that I like to just be able to get it all in the washer at one time. I'm there like an hour and a half or less. All my clothes are washed and dried. But then it takes like 9,000 years to fold it all. That's the hard part. So when you do it one load at a time, folding is no big deal, and I don't mind folding. But when you're doing it all, the whole loads all at once, you get those big, huge dryers. You can throw 2 loads of clothes in one dryer, and then you have 4 loads of clothes dried at one time. That's kind of hard. So that takes me a while to fold all those clothes, and then I put them all away. So the laundry is done for the week, and that's excellent. But I did not get any crocheting in during that time, so I'm sorry about that. But the lady did invite me to play euchre. They play euchre on, I think she said, Tuesdays or Wednesdays. Now I don't even remember. At the adult center. I've always wanted to learn to play that game. They play for $1. I think it's $1 a game, or you put in $1 and you win $1. I don't know. But she said they would be glad to teach me to play. And I thought, yeah, because they're going to take my dollars. But I might go, because I've really always wanted to learn to play euchre. So I might, instead of watching Juan's tutorial and going on with my which I should do today, I might Google YouTube how to play euchre and do that and crochet on my top. I don't know. I also, if you guys were not at the Boggy Creek Brigade live on Wednesday, I issued a challenge. I went ahead and did it. I issued a challenge to make smiley faced blankets. I I said that I had this big twist, big yellow. This is varsity yellow, I think. Yeah, yellow skein of yarn, and I have used out of this skein of yarn for a different Boggy Creek blanket, but I have more in the smaller skeins, so I'm not real worried about not having enough. But I want to make a circular blanket and make it into a smiley face. As when this was sitting where I could see it sticking out of the bag, it just kept saying to me, you need to be a big smiley face. You need to be a big smiley face. I need to be a big smiley face. And so I decided that that's what that is going to become. I had several people asking throughout the whole time, the whole chat, how are you going to make that? How are you going to make that? Now, Annette from Tangled in Yarn did create a graph of a smiley face blanket that you would do as a graph gan. There are several tutorials on how to do graph gans on YouTube. Just search it out. And if you want the graph, just email the Boggy Blanket Brigade, and we have an email. It's Boggy Blanket Brigade at gmail.com. I'll list that in the description box below if it's not already in there. And just put graphs in the subject line, and Jaxie will send out all the Afghans that Annette has designed for us, which I want to do about 900 of the 8 that she's done. I don't know how many she's done. There's so many. They're so adorable. And I do want to do them myself. But you don't have to do it in a corner to corner. You can go line by line. I don't. I'm going to do some of them. I requested some of them. I love them. Um, but I'm going to start with my smiley face blanket. And if you want to make the smiley, it's going to be a big circle. I'm going to do hearts for the eyes, or at least one eye is going to be a heart, but probably both eyes. I'm going to use black to chain a smile, chain and then like a double crochet to make the smile. I want it to look like the old-fashioned smiley faces from when I was a kid. They used to have pins even, and they did them in all different colors, but they started off as yellow. I'm going to use black to do maybe 2 rounds at the end of black, so it has like a black border around it, yellow, and then the original smiley face did not have heart eyes. But Lynanne has this thing about having hearts on the blankets, and I think it's really awesome, and so I do try to put hearts on my blankets, as well as, she puts hearts on her blankets. So, the emoji smiley face with the hearts eyes is something that I think I will do that. Or at least one eye will be a heart, and the other might be the black oval, like smiley faces from when I was a kid. So I am going to do a video as I make the blanket. It's not going to be a tutorial, and I thought I might include it with this, but this has now gotten to be a half an hour, so I'm not going to. I will do another video, maybe later, start it later today, or tomorrow. But as I crochet the pattern, I will tell you, because people were confused, I think, as I was telling them how to do it. Once you get a couple of rows in, then I think you'll be able to handle it all on your own if you want to make them. And you can make them in any color. It doesn't have to be yellow. Smiley faces can be any color you want. The cabin colors for Boggy Creek, they have the cabins divided up into 4 color groups. And they use primary colors for like their signage and the like trim or whatever on those particular cabins, but it doesn't have to be primary colors. But it would be cool, like if I do a yellow, somebody else does green. The 4 cabin colors are yellow, green, blue, and red. And I have this size, this exact amount probably of all of those. So I really want to see how far this goes, because maybe, and see how long it takes me to make one. Maybe I'll do one of every color in their primary. But I would love to see if people wanted to take up my challenge, my double dog dare challenge, to make a smiley face Boggy blanket in a circle. So it's just going to be a big circle with a smiley face. And it could be any color. And it could be neons. It could be pastels. It could be anything you want. I'm starting with yellow because this yellow was crying and asking me to make it into a smiley face Boggy blanket. 40-inch circle is what we're going for. And I think I'm going to start mine with 12 double crochet in the center. I was thinking, do I want to do double or half double? I'm definitely not going to go single crochet, because that will just be way too no. No. I want a bigger stitch than that. And I thought about half double, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and go with the double. I know it'll have like bigger spaces, but that's okay, because these kids are in Florida, so it doesn't have to be like, extremely warm. They don't get real cold in Florida, where they have to have, a filet blanket isn't going to hurt them in Florida, because it's warm more than it's cold. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. And I will start a video with the start of the rounds to give you the idea of how to do it. I'm not going to show you how to make a double crochet. It's not going to be that detailed. It's just going to be the stitch counts, pretty much, and what it looks like, how it grows for the first few rows. So look forward to that because I'm really anxious to get started on it. Like I said, the yarn is crying and talking to me and saying, please, 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 please. I really hate to start another project because I don't really like to do more than 3 at a time. Because one of them always gets pushed aside. And I'm already pushing aside the Crochet Along by Juan, which is one of my favorite ones to work on. So that's really sad for me. But I will get it done. So again, please let me know what you think of this color in my hair. Pray that it all washes out. Because some of it's really dark and stiff. Like hairspray. And thank you all for watching, liking, subscribing. Thanks for taking me up on the smiley face challenge. I'm already counting on you. We'll be seeing those blankets, I'm sure. And that's all I have for today. Yeah, I don't think I like the lighting in here. I don't think, but let me know what you guys think. If I just feel like if I move it more this way, then it's just, I'm in a shadow. There's too shadowy, too, I don't know, too bright, too. That's, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Is it better in the dining room? I think it's better at the table. But I really like my comfy rocker recliner. All right, guys. I will see you in the next video. Again, thanks for liking, watching, subscribing, and doing all the things that YouTube likes. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.